Isang masayang pagbati na may ngiti sa aking mga labi. Naghahanap ba kayo ng makakatuwang sa pagre-review ng inyong anak? Meron yan sa DepEd. Ang ETUlay online tutorial ay libre at handog ng ating kagawaran sa pangunguna ng OUA ICTS EdTech. Ito ay isang proyektong makatutulong sa mga mag-aaral, katuwang ang mga magulang o kasama sa kani-kanilang tahanan para masagutan at maunawaan ang mga modules. Hangad din ng programang ETUlay ang matulungan ang ating mga guro sa kanilang mga blended learning classes. Ang ating ETUlay ay mula kinder hanggang senior high school. Bukod sa academics, meron din tayong mga special programs gaya ng All is Wellness, Reading and Math Remediation, Storytelling, Mommy Tech Talks, Klase sa Gramatika, Speech Class, Financial Literacy, at marami pang iba. Pinalawig din ng ETUlay ang ating Alive program para sa mga mag-aaral mula grade 1 hanggang grade 3. Gayun din ay mayroon tayong ALS program at SPED tutorials na makasisigurong makakamit ng lahat ang inclusive education. May SPED hotline na rin para sa inyong mga katanungan patungkol sa special education. Kaya, subaybayan mula Lunes hanggang Biyernes, mula 9:00 ng umaga hanggang 7:00 ng gabi ang ating ETUlay. Sa ating pagtutulungan, maiaangat natin ang bawat isa. Ating itutulay ang pagkatuto upang di mapigil ang pag-aaral ng kabataang Pilipino. Itulay natin ito, sulong edukalidad.
Mabuhay! Good day to all! I am your tutor Madge. Welcome to ETUlay, a free online tutorial, an initiative of the Department of Education, Information and Communications Technology Service, Educational Technology Unit, ICTS EdTech. This program is aimed at helping and assisting learners from kindergarten, senior high school, ALS, Alive, and SPED learners. Aside from answering the modules, the ETUlay is offering programs which you will surely look forward to. Together with our parents and teachers, the ETUlay will bridge the gaps where difficulty and ease meet in learning new knowledge and skills. So, let us prepare our module, pen and paper. Ready your mind to see and hear worthwhile and interesting lessons. Let us now study and learn, together with our volunteer online tutors. Tara na!
Good afternoon, everyone! Nandito na naman po tayo. Biyernes na naman. And let us embark on a journey of becoming an illustrator. I am Teacher Julie, your Illustrator Tutor every Friday, 1 o'clock to 1:40 p.m. Tunay na kaysaya kung sa pagkatuto ay sama-sama. Ano mang aralin sa Illustration 10, siguradong kakayanin. Kaya't simulan na natin. Okay? For this week, we will be discussing on how to navigate the Adobe Illustrator interface and quite few introduction on layers. Okay? Before we proceed, let us greet first our viewer. Good afternoon to our viewers. Good afternoon, Miss Maricel Peralta. And of course, to Darwin Esparagosa, ang aking kabiyak. Good afternoon sa inyo lahat, okay? And of course, sa mga taga-STO Mandaluyong and for my students. Okay, good afternoon. Okay, let's begin. Kung kayo po ay nakapanood sa ating mga previous lectures, we have discussed different topics and one of them is about artboards. Okay? Let us review first. Kung natatandaan, ano ba o ilan ba, how many artboards can we create in a single file? Okay, natatandaan ba? kung tayo ay gumagamit na ng Adobe Illustrator, gumagamit na tayo ng ating Adobe application, so nagagamit na natin ng Artboards. At ito ay pwede nating dagdagan hanggang 1,000. Okay? So kung meron tayong medyo mataas na specs or ang ating computer ay medyo mataas ang memory, we can add up to 1,000. And of course, it will be based on how long you can open it according to your memory. Okay, next one. Next review natin. Okay, true or false. Okay, we can add the number of artboards when you create a new file. Pwede ba tayo magdagdag? Pwede ba tayong magbawas ng artboard when you create a new file? Is it true or false? Ano sa palagay nyo, mga viewers? Okay. Totoo or true. Tayo ay pwedeng magdagdag ng artboards every time we create a new file. Tandaan nyo na, meron tayong 1,000 up to 1,000 artboards, and of course, we can add artboards when we create a new file. And the next one, another review, no? We can add the number of artboards through the toolbar. Ano ba yung mga toolbar? Ito yung nasa gilid, yung ating mga tools na ginagamit when we start creating our artboard. Is it true or false? What do you think? Siguro nag-iisip, no? Pero ang sagot natin dyan ay true. We can add the number of artboards through the toolbar because we have the artboards icon. Okay? Next review. Kung natatandaan natin, no? We can edit artboards through the status bar. Can we do that? Sa palagay nyo ba? In our status bar. And it is located in the lower portion of your Adobe Illustrator environment. Can we edit there? Is it true or false? What do you think? Okay, the answer is false because in the status bar, we cannot edit our artboards. We can just view. Okay, tandaan yan Next one, next review. Bago tayo mag-proceed sa ating objectives for the week. Okay, we can edit artboards through the panels, and the panels is at the right side of your document or your Adobe Illustrator environment. Pwede ba tayong mag-edit? Pwede ba tayong magdagdag? Pwede ba tayong mag-delete? Is it true or false? Okay. Ang tamang sagot ay true. Because the panels, we also have our artboard panels. Siyempre, we can edit the properties of the artboards on the right side or sa ating artboard panels. Okay? Let's proceed to our objectives bago natin makalimutan. Ano ba ang aaralin natin ngayon? It is all about the interface. How do we move around the environment of Adobe Illustrator? This is regardless of what version you are using. So what is the first objective? So at the end of the tutorial, we should enumerate the different parts of the Adobe Illustrator interface and its layer. Kasi we will have an introduction on layers. And the next one, we should be able to navigate on the Adobe Illustrator interface. Interface or environment, it is the same, no? And of course, since we're using Adobe Illustrator, we should value the importance of the Adobe Illustrator interface. Kailangan kilala natin ang Adobe Illustrator. Hindi yung kung kailan natin siya gagamitin, doon lang natin sila kikilanin. Hindi. Dapat tayo ay maging mapagmatsyag at mapag-obserba. Okay? So let us have the Adobe interface or environment. So in our previous weeks, we had discussed about the panels. We had the document window, the control panel, the application or menu bar, and the status bar. I will show you our Adobe interface or environment. I-review lang natin papasadaan lang natin ng mabilis. Kung natatandaan nyo, ito ang ating properties panel. Nakikita natin dyan. And these panels are viewable or editable or customizable. Diba? Last time, we had discussed on how to add or move around with our panels. And the next one is the document window. This is where we do our artworks. Ito yun, yung pinakamalaking puti sa gitna. And of course, the toolbar. Our tools are here. We can click, we can choose any tool that we want. And then, of course, the control panel. The panel wherein it changes according to the tool that you are using. And of course, the status bar. Here is the status bar. You can move around your artboards, your view, your magnification or zoom level. It is all here. Okay? And of course, the application or menu bar. Ito yun. Yung mga file, edit, object, and so on. So these are the interface or environment of Adobe Illustrator. How do we work around? Ano ba yung mga dapat nating malaman when it comes to our interface? Mahalaga, no? Kasi hindi pwedeng aaralin natin yan. Pero bago yan, let us have simple tips, okay, to edit our UI or user interface preference. Kasi minsan, ayaw natin na masyado maliwanag, yung mga medyo white, okay, we can go to preferences and user interface. Pakita natin paano ba natin i-edit ang user interface. So, punta tayo sa edit, preferences, and of course, sa ating user interface. Okay? Ayan, makikita natin, we have the black one, we have the dark gray, and of course, ang ating medyo light gray and white. So, it is according to your preference. You can work on it, you can choose what you want, so you will be comfortable in using Adobe Illustrator. And for me, I can use the dark or the dark gray part, okay? And so on. You can, siguro you can explore on your own so that you could discover new things about Adobe Illustrator. Okay, that is just one tip. Let's have another tip. Okay, let's have this demo on how to change the view of artworks. Ano ba yung artworks o yung ating document window? Paano ba yun? Kasi ang ating mga artworks, if you're working with Adobe Illustrator, you have lots of things to do. Pwede kang mag-create ng kung anong drawing ang gusto mo. You can paint all you want. And now, for example, you have different documents. You want to open from one document to another. So as you open a document, you can see it here. It has tabs, no? Meron siyang tab here, and it shows you what is the file name. First is the file name, and then of course the zoom level on how you magnify your document, and of course your color mode. So it is seen here on the tab. So, and of course, sa ating status bar, wag natin kakalimutan si status bar ay nagiging tulong din sa atin para makita ano ba yung view. For example, this one. We can view a 88%, we can have 100, and it moves with your magnification. So, while working in files, it is likely that you'll need to change the magnification level and navigate between artboards. So, hindi naman pwedeng isang view lang ang nakikita mo sa screen. So, you move or work around with your document. And the magnification can range from 3.1%, 3.13% hanggang 64,000%. And of course, you should consider how big or how is your memory? Is it high? Is it capable? Is it capable to handle such file to open, no? Yun yung lagi natin ko-consider. Hindi porket alam natin kaya ng Illustrator, because we should consider our computer also. Okay, as we move on with bigger files, it is also taking time to open. Okay, So, and at the lower left, sabi ko nga, makikita natin ang zoom level here on our document. Katulad nito, it has 100%. Ayan, makikita natin. And of course, down here in the status bar, it has the 100%. The shortcut for your zoom level can be Control plus. Ayan, nakikita nyo ba? So, nadadagdagan siya. From 100, naging 200, 400, and so on. As you Control plus, click Control plus in your keyboard. And then, how do you zoom out? Okay, you can use the keyboard shortcut Control minus naman. So, kung kanina Control plus, kayo naman Control minus. So, see? And, tandaan ha, nakikita nyo, nagpapalit din ang kanyang zoom level. Another way to zoom your document is through the View menu bar or application bar. So, ito View, you can zoom in, can zoom out. Of course, fit artboard in the window. Yan, yan. Ibig sabihin, yung buong document mo makikita sa buong window. And then, another one is view, fit all in window. If you have several files or several artworks, kasi minsan you're putting files on the sides dito, yung ating mga scratch drawings na sa gilid. Kung gusto mo makita rin siya as you view your document, you can choose the view and fit all in window. Okay? And so on. Ayan yung mga view natin, no? And another one, to navigate to your document. Ito yung mga favorite natin, no? We can navigate our document using this hand. Kilala ba natin ito? This is the hand tool, or this is used to pan your document. Tandaan ito si hand tool, and you are panning with your document when you use this tool. Paano ba yung sinabi nating pan? For example, we have this, siguro mag-open tayo ng sample, no? Let's have our art card. Ayan. For example, this is Zoom. Oh, malaki. Malaki yung file natin. And we want to pan from one side to another. Ibig sabihin, you move from one side. Ano ba yung ginagawa? Katulad nito, you're using the hand tool, no? So, nagagalaw mo yung iyong document without moving your art objects. Katulad niyan, hindi niya nagagalaw. Kasi pag ginamit mo ang isang tool na ito, magagalaw mo yung artwork mo. So, hindi natin gagawin yon. Ang kailangan natin, we pan or we move on our document. So, you can use the space bar as the keyboard shortcut. And of course, yung sinasabi natin na hand tool. Meron din siya sa toolbar na letter H. Yan din ang shortcut to click your hand tool. Okay? Ayan. See? So, mahalaga yung gamit nito if you're working on a big artwork or medyo marami kang object na nandoon and you want to zoom in. Halimbawa, katulad niya, masyadong malaki. Paano mo makikita yung mga text na nasa gilid? So, you can use it by using the hand tool. So, you can work around without damaging the positions of the objects in your artwork. Okay? So, I would like to say again, good afternoon sa ating mga viewers, no? Good afternoon, Miss Erlinda Lau and Miss Mary May. Good afternoon sa inyong lahat. Thank you for watching and I hope you're learning from me and from EdTech. Ayan. So, from the hand tool, una, nagamit natin si Zoom. Now, we have the hand tool for panning. Next one is by navigating our artboards. Bakit ba kailangan natin mag-navigate ng artboards? For example, we have this document, yung nakaraan natin, no? Yung sample artboards natin. Yan. So, we have different pages, no? If you want, you can view the whole artboard, fit artboard. So, you have one. And you can see what artboard is being shown in your window. For example, here, you have artboard 4. You want to go to artboard 3, you want to go to Artboard 2 and 1. So from there, you're moving from one page to another. Okay? So you can navigate in your artworks or artboard. So, and ayun. Kita natin, we can fit artboard in window or we can fit all in window. So yung difference ha, fit all in window, if you have several pages, it will be shown in your environment. While if you view and fit artboard, meaning it is only in a page for one page zoom level, okay? Ayan, tago natin na si layer panel. Okay? So, let's move on. Ayan na, tandaan, sa status bar, makikita natin siya. And of course, yung nakaraan natin sa properties ni panel. Okay? Makikita rin natin yan sa artboard. Ayan. Window and artboards. Yan, makikita natin yan. Okay? If you double click, you can move from one artboard to another. Okay? Next one. Ito yung medyo maraming icons. But this is very useful when it comes to several documents working on, no? If you're using different, for example, you have several documents, 5 to 10 documents, this would be very useful for you. Okay? Let's try. Let's have here this one. This is the icon on how you arrange the document. So you have this consolidate all. If you hover your mouse in those icon, you will see what icon is that. As ganun din siya pagdating sa toolbox. You just hover your mouse, you can see what tool is that. So in here, you can tile in all in grid. Ayan. So these are the documents that I have open. So, meron akong 4. I have 2 untitled, the art card, and the sample artboards. And then, another sample is, I can tile all horizontally. Paano ba pag horizontal? Sige nga, is it up, upside down, patayo, or pahiga? Ayun. Okay? So, good afternoon ulit sa ating mga viewer. Ayan, nandito na ang ating mga students from Isaac Lopez Integrated School. Good afternoon, students. Miss Mara and Mark Daniel, good afternoon. Okay, let's continue, no? We can also move around like this. If you want to see 2 documents, maybe you can have time to discover this. You work around, ayan. You can see what will be the result if you click on this document. And of course, you can discover this while you are drawing na. Because sa ngayon, akala mo, "Oh, ano ba yan? Ila-line up mo lang siya, pahiga, patayo." No, you can use it. You can discover, you can realize the use of these views when you're working with several artworks na. For example, you want to see things vertically, you can use this view. You can see, you want to see all of them lined up in a single view. This is, ayan. Since I have only 4, siguro limited muna ang view niya. Ayan. So, that is how we arrange these documents. And tandaan, this is all according to our preferences. Si Adobe Photoshop, binibigyan tayo ng laya on how to work around our documents. Siyempre, lalo na kung isa kang artist, ikaw ay ka-illustrator, ikaw ay nagdo-drawing, ikaw ay gumuguhit, whether it is digitally or manually, meron tayong mga kanya-kanyang preferences. And that's what Adobe Illustrator allows us to do. So let's have the simple view. Ayan. So we have here the single view document. Okay? So let's move on. After arranging this one, documents, we have another we have things to consider also when it comes to our Adobe Illustrator workaround. So, ano ba itong sinatawag natin na layers? Kilala nyo ba yung layers? If you're using Adobe Photoshop, you might be wondering, or if you're already using na nga, kilala mo na si layer. You already know what layer is. It's like a stack of images. Kung sa ating Word document, it has pages. I- In our artwork, sabi ko nga, it is also pages in different sizes. But in layers, it is the stacks of your objects. Ibig sabihin, pages din siya, pero nagpapatong-patong siya in a single layer. And it depends, sabi ko nga ulit, it depends on your preference. Lagi yon preference, no? Yun nga, sabi ko, these are the stack of images in your artwork. And the number of layer allowed is also based on the device ability to allocate memory. So the higher the memory, the more layer that you can use. In a previous version, sabi nila mga 20 layers lang. But with Adobe Illustrator 2021, I was able to add up more than to 20 layers. Ayan. Next one. Pakita natin ano ba itong mga layers na ito. Paano ba nakikita ba natin to? Kilala ba natin si layer? Ayan. Tingnan natin. So, we have here the layers. This is, ano nga ulit ito? Sige nga, kilalanin nga natin ang ating mga viewers kung kayo ay nakakatanda pa. Ano ba ang mga nakikita nating icons dito, no? Oh, so, when we say layers, yan, makikita natin. Nilabas ko na yung ating panel layer, no? And with this artboard 3, I only have one layer. So, if I move this one, ayun, nasa isang layer din siya, no? Ano pa ako, no? Yan. If you add another layer, yun, nagkaroon siya ng layer number 2. What are the things to consider in creating a layer? Okay, in creating a layer, you should plan. Lagi yon. Lagi yung tatandaan, magplano. Ano ba yung gagamitin mo mga layers? Gaano ba magiging organized ang inyong artwork? For example, if you're going to create a person or isang tao, okay, you can separate a layer sa head, you can separate a layer sa body or sa kanyang torso. You can also have the legs and the arms. So, pwede yon. Why do we organize these layers? These layers are very useful from transferring from one Adobe application to another. For example, before we're using Adobe Flash or Adobe Animate. So if you were able to draw an image or a person, for example, you separate your head, you separate the arm, the left arm and the right arm. So if you do that and you open your AI or Adobe Illustrator file to Adobe Animate, you were able to see that the arms layer will also be separated when you open it in Adobe Animate. Gaano ka-useful yon? For example, sa Animate, you want to use you want to move the arms, you want to animate. So, pag nag-animate ka, di ba, bawat movements ng arm mo, ganon, isang drawing yon. So, kung nakahiwalay ang drawing mo ng layer ng arms, mas madali mo siyang mapili or madali mo siyang i-navigate. Yun yung gamit. Bakit kailangan mo mag-organize ng layer? And of course, ganun din sa pag-select. So, kung magkakasama ang layer mo, madaling ma-select. Or at the same time, ganun din pag you change the color. Pwede rin yon. And kung makikita nyo, in your layer panel, you have colors. So, if you click this layer, all the objects will be colored red. And this one, ayun, makikita mo, all in blue. So, if you click them, ayun, makikita mo blue. Blue ang kanyang color ng outline niya. Okay? Ayun. If you add another layer, for example, this one, and I would like to copy, sige, pakita natin yung may iba tayong artboards. For example, this one, I would transfer this from one layer to another. Pwede ko siyang i-cut or paste lang. Okay? Control X. the shortcut for cut. And then I click layer 2. We paste it. You see? Oh, nakikita nyo ba? Sige, i-maximize natin. This layer is in red. And so is with the blue rectangle. So, makikita mo ang kanyang mark ay red. Okay? While, yung rectangle na isa na nandito sa taas ay color blue because it's colored blue in its layer. Etong color options na to, this will be useful in your workaround. Kasi pag nag-select ka, makikita mo, ay, nasa layer 1 to. If you select this, kasi you can automatically select one object to another. So, from that color, you would know what layer is it. Nasa ang layer siya nakalagay. Okay? So, next one. We also have here the add or create new layer. Yan. Mahalaga yan ha. Tandaan, create new layer. We can also delete layer. For example, we delete this one. If you delete a layer, you delete all the objects together with the layer. For example, that one. Yan, tatanungin ka niya, are you sure? And you can confirm. So, deleted na siya. And wag matakot, mag-delete, mag-explore. You can have the Control Z or the undo option. There you go. So, meron tayong Control Z. Kaya lagi kong sinasabi, wag matakot mag-explore. Magkaroon tayo ng confidence to discover new things. Confidence to search for new discoveries and learnings. Yun yung pinakamalaga. Hindi tayo hihinto sa kung ano yung tinuturo. Hindi tayo titigil doon. Kailangan matuto tayong mag-explore. Okay? So there. You can also group. Okay? Or have the sub-layer. Ano ba yung sinasabi ng sub-layer? For example, this artwork, hindi ko na kasi nailagay yung artwork na yung parts ng kanyang body, no? For example, I want to group all the eyes, yung left and right eye. I want to group them. For example, dito na lang, dalawang artwork. I want to group them or create them as sub-layer. Pwede yun. You click the main layer and then you click create new sub-layer. Ayun. Kasi if you're drawing in Illustrator, pakita natin. If you're drawing in an Illustrator, for example, you have here the layer 2. Yan, you have the rectangle. Now, if you create another object in this layer, you create another sub-layer. Okay? Kada object na ginagawa mo in a layer, you automatically create a new sublayer. Comparing sa ating Photoshop, if you put an object in Photoshop, it creates a new layer. In case of Adobe Illustrator, when you put another object while selecting a layer, it is where it creates a new sub-layer. Ayan. So, nakikita natin, no? Meron tayong sub-layers and it depends on the objects that you add in these sub-layers. Ayan. So, i-delete na natin siya. Ayun. It also deletes from one sub-layer to another. Or you can simply delete all of them. Ayan. Tandaan ha, kailangan you should be careful in deleting, no? Lalo na pag mahalaga pala yung layer tapos hindi mo na alam i-control Z or you don't have a backup. Okay? Yon. And the next one is, ano ba yung makikita pa natin? Yan. Yung mga clipping mask, ito ay makikita natin when you work on with your object, when you apply mask or clipping mask. So, madidiscuss natin yon as we go on with the next weeks, no? Ayun. Okay? Ready? Ayan. So much for the layers. Let's move on pa sa mga pwede nating gawin sa ating interface. Okay? For example, this toolbar. Yan. Si toolbox natin ay it has 2 rows. Okay? When you have 2 rows, kita mo agad ang ating toolbox. You can minimize it by having 1 row by clicking itong dalawang maliit na button sa taas ng ating toolbar. or toolbox. Ayan. So, it changes as you click. And you can also drag it anywhere. So, pwede mo siyang ilipat dyan. Or if you want, you can put it back. Observe, it has a blue mark. Okay? Yun. Kailangan, you can see the blue mark para ibig sabihin siya yung didikit or it will be posted on that site. Ganon din sa ating panels, di ba? If you get this panel and you wait for the blue mark to show and then it will be applied. Okay? Yan, yung mga ating mga workarounds, no? And of course, ayan, yung mga nakikita nating tutorial, this can be your guides. And pwede rin tayong magtanong kay Illustrator Help. And of course, me, you can ask me as your tutor sa ating mga live sessions. Ayan. Okay? Tayo ba ay natuto? Nakita ba ang mga gamit ng ating Adobe Illustrator work environment or interface? Ayan. What else? Ano pa ba mga kailangan nating alamin? So, itong toolbox, ang ating mga icons, i-discuss natin yan sa mga susunod pa. And halimbawa, ay teacher, na-close ko, nawala si toolbox, paano ko hahanapin? Paano na? What we can do is visit our natatandaan pa ba? Ano ba sige nga sa ating mga viewers kung natatandaan. Sa aking mga estudyante, ayan, natatandaan nyo ba? Ano ba? Paano natin palalabasin ulit yung nawawalang part ng ating Adobe environment? Natatandaan ba from our discussions in the previous week? Okay. So, ayan. Eto, punta tayo kay workspace or pwede natin si reset essentials. Or kung ano man yung ating workspace na ginagamit. So, pwede natin yang balikan. Oh, so sabi ko sa inyo wag kayong matakot. And of course, you can close your um art artworks. And don't forget, ito yung lagi, don't forget to save. Ha? Pag biglang nag-brown out o kaya biglang nag-hang, nag-crash yung computer mo, and practice saving from time to time. Kung kaya mong mga a minute or basta every move you do in your artworks, you save it. Para hindi tayo nagkakaproblema or we don't lose the files. Okay? So, there you go. Kung kayo ay may mga tanong sa ating mga discussions, you can message or you can email us at DepEd ETUlay. Okay? So, let's move on. Sige nga, testingin natin kung tayo ba ay natuto or tayo ba ay nakinig. Okay? Pwede ba nating enumerate ang mga different parts ng Adobe Illustrator environment at maging ng ating layer? Sige nga, alamin natin. Let's move to our AI document or ating AI application, no? Ayan. Okay? Meron itong Adobe, it can be downloaded sa ating adobe.com, no? And you can have trial versions, no? Ayun. Yan. Ito ang ating Adobe Illustrator environment. Sige nga, sa ating mga online viewers, can you answer or can you type in the chat box what are the parts that we had discussed today and of course sa previous, yung mga nababalik-balikan natin. Kilala ba natin ito? Itong maraming maliliit na icons and it is composed of the different tools, no? Another thing to remember, sabi ko nga, you can hover from one tool to another and it shows you what tool is that and the keyboard shortcut. Okay? And then, kung nakikita nyo, meron tayong, yan, yung maliit na triangle pababa, it's an arrow, small. If you click that, right click, it shows other options or other tools available na nakagroup dyan. Okay? And in our next lessons, ayan, makikita natin ano yung mga toolbox or tool na nandiyan. Okay? For example, I click this one, right click, it shows you another set of tools. Ganon din itong iba. So, pag may nakita kang maliit na triangle, ibig sabihin, hindi lang yan nag-iisang tool. Okay? Ayan. So, kailangan lagi tayong in tune or lagi nyo akong panoorin para malaman nyo ano pa yung mga susunod na kaalaman na pwedeng ibahagi sa inyo. Okay? And of course, ito, sabi ko nga, balikan natin. Ito yung tinatawag natin na toolbox. Okay? Toolbox. Ito, makikita nyo, this available here are the tools na essential sa ating paggawa ng artwork or artworks. Okay? And of course, yung pinakamalaking part ng ating Adobe interface, it is the Adobe or the document window. Ito yung pinaka-page ng ating document. And of course, we have the panels. Ito yung mga properties na makikita natin. Ito yung mga options na pwede natin gawin sa bawat object na ilalagay natin sa ating artwork. And of course, as we change the tool, ayan halimbawa yan, it changes also the properties or the control panel here. Okay, for example here, no? Yan, it changes from one tool to another. Okay, ayan, ulitin natin, the toolbox, we have the application bar, we have the control panel, we have the document window, we have the properties panel or ang ating mga panels, and the whole Adobe Illustrator interface. Okay? So, good afternoon po ulit sa ating mga viewers from Isaac Lopez Integrated School. Good afternoon. Ayan, good afternoon po Sir Michael and Miss Essie. Good afternoon po sa inyong lahat. Okay? So, let's move on. So, sabi ko nga, ayan, nabalikan na natin yung mga different parts of the Adobe Illustrator environment or the interface. Ito yung mga bagay na hindi nyo pwedeng kalimutan. Bakit? Diyan ang ating kaalaman. Ayan ang maggagabay sa atin para tayo makapag-drawing na maayos kasi kilala natin ang ating workspace. Okay? Now, let's move on to our generalization. Okay. Hopefully, no, natuto tayo sa ating mga inaral today. And the interface or environment of the Adobe Illustrator, tandaan natin, you can customize the Adobe Illustrator environment according to your preference. Ayan, yan yung pinakamaganda na pwede natin gawin. And alam mo, pag gumagamit ka na nito and you're doing yung artwork every day, you will have your own preference and you can create your own workspace. Balikan nyo na lang yung ating discussion about workspace if you want to know how to add workspace. And then, you can pan, you can zoom your AI document. Yun yung ginamit natin kanina, yung magnification tool or zoom in, zoom out, and of course, the pan tool o yung hand tool na ginagamit natin, no? So, you can work around your document without moving your objects in your artwork. Ayan. And yung ating layers, you can add layers based on the capacity of your devices. Yan. So, mas mataas ang ating memory, mas mataas ang mga layers na pwede nating i-add. Okay, bago tayo mag-end, good afternoon ulit, Miss Marisa. Wow, from Gafud, Doña Magdalena Gafud High School at Siague West. Okay, lagi ko pong iniiwan. Creativity is intelligence having fun. Every artwork you do, you put your heart in it, you have fun. So, mas maganda at the same time, may artwork ka nagagawa, and of course, you're having fun. And that is from Albert Einstein. Ay lagi ko yung iniiwan, no? And I am very pleased or delighted to know that you are all here this afternoon. I hope that you were able to learn our topic and that will lead our activities in Illustration 10 more productive and exciting. Always bear in mind that education will advance to the capable child. So strive hard and burn the midnight oil in learning. Okay? So, punta tayo sa ating, huwag kakalimutan, salamat sa lahat. And of course, for comments and suggestions, email us at edtech@deped.gov.ph. We would love to hear your thoughts or feedback kasi yun nga, mahalaga yan because we are learning from you as well as we are learning from each other. Ayan, pwede nyo i-scan ang ating QR code or the tiny URL ETUlay feedback form. Ayan, feedback form. Pwede nyo i-visit yan. Don't hesitate, okay? And susunod, Tutor RJ and Tutor Rodrigo para sa contact center services. Good afternoon to all and hope to see you again next Friday, 1 p.m. See you again!
Ang husay naman! Natapos mo ang iyong tutorial session kasama iyong mahusay na ETUlay Tutor. May bago ka bang natutuhan? I-share na yan gamit ang hashtag ETUlay LevelUp. Huwag aalis ha dahil may susunod pang programa na pwede mo ring panoorin at salihan dahil naghihintay na ang iyong mga tutors. Happy learning dito sa ETUlay!